Encountering a massive, chaotic influx of patient information does not automatically generate a safe or curative clinical response. Subjective symptoms, lab results, and emotional complaints provide the raw data, but without an underlying architecture, they lead to dangerous guesswork. Samuel Hahnemann addressed this through Aphorism 71, a systems engineering model designed to organize clinical chaos into a defensible plan. The 71 triad consists of 3 interdependent knowledge domains: disease, medicines, and application. The disease node defines the exact clinical problem and establishes the safety limits. Medicine identifies the available tools for comparison, while application executes the physical intervention. Weakness in any single domain, such as skipping from raw symptoms straight to remedy selection, breaks the entire cycle and compromises patient safety. Transitioning to Domain 1 requires running 2 parallel assessment tracks simultaneously. The first track is clinical diagnosis. Diagnosis relies on common symptoms to identify pathology, direct medical investigations, and rule out red flags. The second track is homeopathic individualization. This track focuses on peculiar characteristic symptoms to reveal how the specific patient uniquely experiences the deviation from health. In a migraine case, nausea is a diagnostic feature. However, the fact that the pain improves from firm pressure is an individualizing characteristic. Treating a diagnostic label as an individualized totality leads to generic, ineffective prescribing. A practitioner must actively map both tracks, securing biological safety while comprehensively capturing the unique signature of the illness. Data quality depends on the complete symptom, the standard for making a report clinically usable. This requires defining 4 specific vectors: exact anatomical location and the qualitative sensation. You then add modality, the factors that modify the symptom, and concomitants, which are accompanying changes without a direct anatomical relation to the chief complaint. Consider a patient with acute abdominal pain after an emotional shock, accompanied by nausea and marked chilliness. We map this into the dimensions. Location is the abdomen, sensation is acute pain, the modality is the emotional trigger, and the concomitants are the nausea and chilliness. Every symptom collection must also account for obstacles to cure. These maintaining causes include toxic exposure, untreated infection, or chronic sleep deprivation. A perfectly selected remedy cannot cure a condition that is being actively maintained by a physical or environmental obstacle. Domain 2, knowledge of medicines, involves comparing the patient's data against thousands of recorded remedy effects. Raw symptom lists from provings or toxicology are clinically useless in isolation. To become usable, raw data must be filtered into an organized medicine picture. The first filters identify the core theme and physical generals, such as thermal reactions. Subsequent filters map local particulars and unique concomitants, resulting in a structured, hierarchical matrix for comparison. Keynotes function correctly only as entry points to speed up initial comparison. Selecting a remedy based on one dramatic symptom while ignoring contradictory generals is an error that compromises the totality. A reliable patient trait that directly opposes a remedy picture requires a reassessment of the case. Do not force the patient to fit the medicine. True knowledge of medicines requires matching the coherent totality of the patient to the hierarchical structure of the remedy. In Domain 3, the abstract similarity is finally converted into a physical delivery. Prescribing mandates specific judgments on preparation, dose, frequency, and duration based on the patient's unique sensitivity. Once administered, wait and watch functions as an active, documented clinical strategy. This strategy requires defined review intervals and clear criteria for what constitutes clinical improvement or deterioration. Follow-up observation tracks the change from the baseline across 3 possible outcome vectors. Every evaluation must analyze the direction, magnitude, and durability of the change. A mandatory safety net must be established, defining parameters that require urgent conventional medical evaluation. Patient safety takes precedence over homeopathic theory. Application is judicious only if the physician takes total responsibility for monitoring the outcome. A successful case aligns raw observations with clinical meaning and distinct action. Facts are filtered for relevance, individuality is identified, and both are tied to a monitored outcome. Disease knowledge defines the boundaries of the problem, while medicine knowledge provides the comparative tool. Judicious application converts that intellectual comparison into a safe, monitored management plan. The physician's mandate to cure is achieved through systems logic rather than guesswork. Aphorism 71 builds an auditable, defensible practice that honors both scientific exactness and the art of individualization.